I'm Satya. I'm working in Commercial for 7 years now as business at PocketMoney. I would say persistence. I'm innately a stubborn person. Like if I believe in something, I would like to stick on to it no matter what is the amount of opposition which I have for the thought. Yeah, I think that's the reason why I have been working for 7 years. Wonderful. I think the previous answer can be fit here. The persistence part of it. I'm someone who doesn't easily give up. I'm someone who balances and takes both success and failure on the same equation. I think, that is the biggest reason which I believe. There will be many, but if I have to just give a bit of disclaimer, so when I wanted to speak to some person who I had a crush on, I visualized the entire conversation which I'm going to do upfront in the mind, and then I have replicated it. And I did it the way I wanted. Yeah. Normally when I play cricket, I'm actually blissful from inside because it's kind of like a bit of a passion, you can say, though I'm in a different field. But whenever I play cricket, I'm really happy. I do smile. Somewhere isolated, probably something like beach or full of greenery, a notepad, pen, and few books. Yeah, as long as I have these props, I can be anywhere. I may not match up with the number of 3 part of it, but if I had to delete, probably I will delete all the banking apps. The only reason I have to keep it is because I have to access the balance or whatever the things. But otherwise, I don't like keeping banking apps. The one apps which I want to keep are definitely Insta, though I made 0 posts. I use it for browsing. Insta and then YouTube. These 2 are the mostly used apps for me. And yes, WhatsApp. I can say 3 for what to keep, but I can't say 3 for deletion. So I have been an introvert for most of my life, coming from a conservative background, middle class family down south. We know it's like we are not that much outgoing and outspoken kind of. So coming from that background, attending annual meet, and not just attending an annual meet as a participant, but you have to represent the department. That's not easy for someone like me who's coming from a place where I came from. So in that sense, it was a bit crazy. But now when I see it like the recent annual meet, the past years, the kind of growth, the kind of change which I have seen in myself, from now I'm like an extrovert. I can actually control, switch on, switch off, whether I want to be extrovert or introvert. It's a good power to possess, whatever you want to be like. Now presentations doesn't bother me a lot, and speaking in front of huge crowd also doesn't bother me a lot. I think that difference itself is a huge thing for me. The mentalist. So what I believe is that we should like whatever we do. The role or the work which we are doing is something which we need to be connected with. Automatically your bonding with the company will happen because you are coming to the company for your work, for your role. That is what is motivating you. I think the Commission's role here is giving me the right opportunity, the right kind of a role wherein I can keep the passion always going up and the energy levels always going up. That is how I'm able to actually maintain again the long-term stay here. Most passionate about writing, movies, and cricket. Yes, these answers are like not matching with what I'm doing. I like what I do, no question about that, but my passion is into writing and then movie making. There are 3 quotes, but if I had to start with my number 1 favorite quote would be like, your life is as good as your mindset is. Like, if your mind is clear, if you are sure about how you want to operate yourself with, your life can always be good, no matter what the circumstances are. That would be my number 1 quote all the time. But if I had to say other 2 favorite quotes, the second one is the Spider-Man quote, with great power comes great responsibility. and the third one would be the Batman quote. It's not who you are underneath, but what you do that defines you. Yeah. I could not immediately think of anything as such, but for sure there will be some. Yeah. If I say no, I think that will be a lie. But I could not immediately think of that. Maybe you can come back to this question. Very good. Now I'm going to reveal something which you guys might be surprised. I like reading, but I didn't read much. I'm mostly of a deep thinker. I write from my own rather read. I do really want to read, so I can't suggest some books. But whatever little I have read, I would definitely suggest a book called Ikigai. It's a book on Japanese philosophy, their lifestyle, about why they live for a longer span of life. I think it is very essential for everybody to read it to maintain a healthy life. If you are healthy, you can be productive. If you are productive, obviously it helps in your work also. And the other book which I may suggest, I haven't yet completed it, but I felt it is good. There's a book called Traction, which is very good for work-life management. These two books. Number one thing which I would keep is, I would take into consideration is that to establish a strong communication channel among all employees, irrespective of the departments. So maybe I'll randomly, on a random day, we'll pick random names and we'll make them interact for that day, talking about their work, talking about their hobbies and all. So this is like a bit of surprise and bit of adventure for all the employees, because you never know whom you want to talk to today. That's how you can actually keep connected with the entire VC group, not just your team. That is number one, the people interaction part of it. Number two is that I would organize group discussion sessions. I think that is something which is not often taken seriously in companies, but those are wonderful means to actually again encourage dialogue between different team members and bring out all the skills about the others which you are otherwise unaware of. It can be on any topic, not necessarily on the work related. This is all about establishing the good rapport and the bonding between the team members. So the third thing would be, I will organize some out of office fun events. Yes, this answer is exactly not relevant to the new office setup, but if I could convert that as new office setup to a new mindset, new office जाने के बाद new mindset, I would say the third part would be just organize some fun activities outside office, maybe a cricket game or some common fun activities. Yeah.